How many of you guys missed the hot coffee mod from GTA? I remember playing that mod like all the time, and I feel like we could have a chance to see it in Grand Theft Auto 6 because I feel like the state of Leonida would be the perfect area to do the hot coffee mod. We're going to be going over all that today in this video, so if you do enjoy videos like this on the channel, don't forget to hit a like and subscribe. We also heard from Insider Test Funds too and some people on Reddit if it's possible that we could get the hot coffee mod and what it would look like if it returned to GTA 6. So we heard from Painkiller on X who has said, yeah, I think Rockstar will never return the hot coffee in GTA 6 because it would be a rated A for mature audience and some game companies are too chicken to sell it as it is. Although it's going to sell millions of copies no matter what, hashtag using the Vice City logos there, the palm tree, the bird, the city, the plane, and the horse, hashtag GTA 6, and you guys can see this got through 3,000 views. It looks like a lot of people are really interested in having the hot coffee mod back. So that explains probably why Rockstar Games are not going to bring the hot coffee mod back to GTA 6, probably because it's going to be rated for mature A, which basically is not for kids or, even us. Like technically, I mean, we're obviously old enough to play the game. But the hot coffee mod, I feel like Rockstar Games know that too many little kids actually play the game. So I really do feel like they're probably not going to announce it in Grand Theft Auto 6, but I'm sure we would eventually get it as a mod, but that would be kind of really cool if they did something similar to that, just like they've done in previous years. But really, to be honest with you, I feel like I have to agree with Painkiller here that it's probably rated for mature, and I feel like they probably wouldn't have the time to add it in Leonida, and I feel like it really doesn't make sense. But it would be really cool to have that actually return, because the hot coffee mod, it was probably literally one of my favorite mods that I've ever played with in GTA gaming history. So definitely, hopefully that does come back. And if you guys want to know what it would be like in GTA 6 if we actually had hot coffee mod, there's actually an image. It's actually, of course, it's a fan-made favorite, but it looks really cool. Lucia basically says, let's call it a night, and then you can see Lucia with her big bosoms, stuff like that. And then you have like a love heart, and then you have Lucia getting in bed, and you can say push to go to sleep and press this button for hot coffee. So I really do think that this would exactly look like this in game if Rockstar ultimately did decide to go with the approach of having the hot coffee mod. So I do really like Lucia in this picture. I really think this would be kind of cool if, let's say, let's call it a night. Come into bed with me and let's have coffee and go to sleep. That would be kind of cool. We also heard from somebody on the Reddit page of GTA 6. GTA 6 hot coffee. Weird subject, I know, but with Cyberpunk having a lot of kind of graphical sex scenes, and even with TLOU 2, do you think that it's famous not to have the coffee feature cut from San Andreas could return, especially with the fact that it's a Bonnie and Clyde inspired story and the male and female protagonists? I feel like they might include it as kind of a shock value feature because, as we know, whenever GTA does it, it's too far. Despite other games doing it too, if that makes sense, that for Rockstar, all publicly and publicity is good publicity. So I do have to agree with him. I do believe that if we did get the hot coffee mod, it would look like that. It would have Lucia in bed, and I think it would be perfect for the state of Leonida because it's, Miami, and that's where most of those things happen. So, in my opinion anyway, and Lucia and Jason are together, so I feel like it would make sense for relationship status to have some type of coffee mod in the game. I do feel like that kind of connects with Jason and Lucia, and then possibly their kid that they're going to be having in game, and just the crime rate story of how it's going to be in the story mode. I feel like that would definitely have a chance to be fit in. So maybe Rockstar Games would actually surprise us and add it in the game. I'm not too sure if they would do something like that, but it seems like the community really does want this mod in because you can do tons of stuff. Like I showed you guys in that image, it's pretty much a hot coffee mod. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember it. Pretty much if Jason and Lucia were happen to take approach with the hot coffee mod, they would lay into bed together, of course, do their thing, and then they would have a good time. So that would be kind of what the hot coffee mod would look like. And I'm sure Rockstar Games can make a few tweaks to even make it a little bit better than what it has been before. And to a follow-up to that, Last Place Star said, not at launch, but I'm sure it will be the first thing modded in. So obviously, if Rockstar Games doesn't randomly add it in the story mode for GTA 6, I'm sure there's going to be some type of mod when the game comes out on PC, which when the game launches in 2025, it's probably going to take even years because it took GTA 5 the longest time for it to finally release on PC. It took a few years. So I imagine GTA 6 isn't going to come straight on PC. It's probably going to take a few years, maybe up to 4 to 5 years, because it does kind of take long when Rockstar Games releases it on the console version. As we know, it's going to be on the PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation 5 Pro and the Xbox Series S. So we do know that they're coming to those generation consoles. And as Strauss Zelnick actually talked about in his Take-Two Interactive earnings call, they're still remaining on those platforms, but they never did mention anything to do with PC. But as you guys know, every time like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Redemption just recently released, there's been tons of mods for that game. And then there's also lots of other mods for other games too. So once GTA 6 releases on PC, you better believe that there's going to be tons of mods for that game, just like GTA 5. So, and then we could also have the hot coffee mod installed as a mod instead of having Rockstar Games release it. But I still am very vague that I feel like they would do something like that to release because it just makes sense for Jason and Lucia. But I also feel like Rockstar Games, with just too much maturity in the content, I feel like they probably wouldn't add it. We also had a follow-up to Low Tech said, "Oh my god, I hope so, dude. Look at Lucia's blank physics. Now, wow, this post is getting me going. Imagine if you could play as Jason and have a full control over the interaction, like using the analog stick to control the positions and thrust speed. Holy crap, I hope so." So see, I'm not exactly the only one that's excited for this to come. You can see how many people on Reddit are so excited to even have controls with Jason and the analog sticks to, do Lucia. If you guys catch my drift, read behind the lines. I'm not going to like come out and say they're going to have what. But I mean, I'm just going to do like read behind the lines. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it does make sense that they would do something like that. Like I said, Jason and Lucia's relationship would be a perfect time for that. But I feel like even if we're doing mods, I feel like it wouldn't be allowed in GTA 6 online multiplayer either, because Rockstar Games have a big policy on mods being online. So I feel like it would just be on the story, and then you could probably mod it in once Jason and Lucia have their story on PC. But that's ultimately how I think Rockstar Games is going to do it. If they do not release it on the game, I feel like they probably will save it for another game that they have coming out after GTA 6. I wouldn't suggest that they would be adding this into the game due to the maturity level as we talked about. So don't expect it to come to the game. I just thought it would be kind of cool to talk about if it did, and if we did get major mods, that would be what the image would look like, and that's how the mod would work. But anyway, guys, that is all the information I got for you guys on this video today. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily awesome videos, such as GTA 6 Rockstar Games videos and all the upcoming videos that I'll be doing on my channel. Subscribe for more of those. Also, I would love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What would you do if you had hot coffee mod in GTA 6? And if you did have to mod it in, definitely what would you do first? And what would be the most exciting thing about the hot coffee mod that would interest you? And of course, I know the comments can get a little scrambled up, so you can always contact me on my social media platforms that I have linked in the description down below. It's a little bit easier to get in touch with me on X. I'm usually on there quite a bit, so if you want to send messages, videos, and everything like that, go ahead and send them over. But anyway, guys, I hope you stay happy, healthy, and well, and I'll see you guys all later on the next video.